Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. My name is Beth Gaff. I am with the Peabody Public Library. And the reason our title today says Tech Talk Take 3 is because this is my third time, yes, counting 1, 2, 3, third time trying to get this to go. So hopefully this is a winner today. And so basically what Tech Talk Live is it gives you the opportunity to get on here with those techie type questions that you may have, and I'm able to assist and help you. I'm going to be sharing this. I'm sorry, I'm working with some new equipment here. So I am going to be sharing this on the Facebook channel as well. So if you are not a member of the Facebook channel, it is Tech Talk Technology, and you're going to want to get on there because I'm not going to say we have a ton of fun, but I do offer, and I'm getting ready to start to offer some unit help, which means I will post some lessons on there to kind of get you going on some of those problems that you may be having on the computer or software or anything along those lines. So for the next hour, I am at your disposal. But in the meantime, sorry, my hair is all ratty this morning. In the meantime, I always go through tips and tricks for you to kind of get you along on the computers and help you out. So I'm going to clear out some of my stuff here. There we go. All right. So if you have a question, jump in anytime and go ahead and ask. In the meantime, sorry, I'm trying to get myself adjusted. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and share this link on the YouTube channel. So, again, if you have something to say, then please do. And then we're going to go over our tips and tricks for this session. And today, as far as the tips and tricks go, I'm sorry, I have to move this. It's not really a tip or a trick. I get the question a lot of what kind of equipment should I buy? What should I be doing? There's things that I want to do, and I don't know what I need to buy for that. So we're going to go over some of that within the next hour. But right now, I am going to get us connected to I'm going to share this link onto the Facebook channel or the Facebook group. So if you are not a member of the group, there is a link at the top of this that will get you there, but I can also post it in here once I get in. And I have to find our live session here right now. Here we go. And I am going to turn down my volume here. There we go. All right, I am going to my group right now, and I am posting this link so those that are in the group are able to join us today. And then we're going to go over our techie tip. Okay, and then I am going to post this group into our discussion today so you are able to join the group. And there we go. There's that link for you. So you'd be able to join the group. And I believe it's on there. Okay. All right, so today I want to go over, I need to get out of YouTube because I have an echo. Okay. All right. So today I want to go over what type of computer that you should buy depending upon what you want to do. There are hundreds and hundreds of options of different kinds of computers out there. And trying to decide what type of computer to buy can be really, really challenging sometimes. And quite honestly, can be very frustrating because you're not really sure what kind of what you're gonna need, what you're not gonna need, and things along those lines. So let's just take a few minutes to okay. We're going to go over a little questionnaire, and you can take a few minutes to decide kind of what you think your purpose would be for using a computer. Because primarily, if you're going to purchase a computer or anything along those lines, it should be something that you have a purpose for. Yeah, it's nice to have new things and it's nice to learn new things, but if you don't really know what you're supposed to do with it and you don't know how to do the things, you should probably figure out what it is you want to do with it before you decide what you're going to need, right? So the best way to start understanding the type of computer you need is to understand how you plan on using the actual computer. So, what are you going to do with it? Some users might be surprised to learn that they don't need the most powerful computer to only view the web and to read email. If you're not going to be doing anything that's extremely extravagant where you're going to be streaming or downloading or anything like that, and you're just getting on there because you have Wi-Fi at home and you want to check your emails and you want to research things from time to time. So we're going to go through view. Okay, so check the following for things that you might plan to use. So take note of this, okay? Are you planning on using it for emails? Okay. What about internet browsing? Internet browsing would be if you're going to be on the World Wide Web, researching things, looking things up, trying to find things, going through Google, Yahoo. What about watching videos? So do you plan on streaming? Do you have Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and all of these streaming platforms? Do you have those? Are you planning on utilizing those on the computer, or are you just doing that on your smart TV? What about gaming? Are you a gamer? What about, basic gaming? So, advanced gaming even, so you're going from a very basic level of gaming to an advanced, which that itself is going to require more graphic cards, more processing, and the computer is going to need more power to support what you want to do. What about photo editing? Do you enjoy doing slideshows, and are you a part of genealogy where you are making those slideshows or reunions or anything like that? Photo editing, video editing. What if the videos that you've been taking, that you want to start to piece some of those together with the raw footage that you have and start splicing that apart and making it what it is you're actually looking for it to be. What about programming? Any kind of programming that you may want to do if you have an event that you would like to share, or are you going to need a webcam? Do you require all of that type of equipment? Better soundboard on the computer. 3D modeling. Are you going to need special kind of softwares that are going to help you with the 3D modeling aspect? Homework. Are you taking classes online? That's another type of stream platform. So, if you're a university student and you're taking classes online, that may mean you're going to need a computer that's going to be able to support various and multiple platforms. We are in an age right now where interviewing is at the top, and with the 6-foot distance and the masks and everything that's going on right now, virtual is the way that things are going. Look at us right now doing a Tech Talk live session virtually. Instead of you coming in to the library so I can assist you, I'm doing it from here to try to help out in any way that I can and have it available to you later. Meetings, that's what I'm trying to get at. So with the interviewing process, they're using team meetings, they're using Zoom meetings, they're using GoTo meetings, there's WebEx meetings, there's all kinds of different platforms for meetings and interviewing for the interview and meeting process. What about Office applications? Are you going to want to have Microsoft Word on there? What about Excel and PowerPoint and things along those lines? What kind of computer experience do you have, if any? And that's where I would come into play, because I can most definitely help you with any kind of computers that you would like to have. So, or whatever kind of skills that you would like to have involving the computers. So, we could do our weekly lessons if social distancing and the mask wearing or whatnot is overwhelming to you and you don't want to come into the library. This is something that we could do outside of the library. But things to think about when purchasing technology is, what type of experience do I have with this? Do I need top of the line, or can I get by with basic equipment? Your experience can include any past computer experience you've had, using it at home, work, school, and all of the different locations. So what computer are you experienced with the most? So that's going to be the next thing you're going to want to know. Do you already have some form of this technology, where we see the smartphones, which are your Apple and your Android products and things along those lines. So think about what kind of computer systems you already kind of are familiar with. Apple computers, PC computers, whether that's Microsoft Windows or Linux. What about your Chromebooks? Or maybe you just don't have any experience at all, which there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. You don't have to have any experience on a computer to want to have one. So then you want to think about, well, what kind of a smartphone do I have? Do I have a smartphone? Am I still working off of a flip phone where I don't really get internet, and texting is a chore, and I'm not getting keyboards that are popping up for me to help me out? Smartphones are an essential part of most people's lives today. So, sometimes we're given those items against our will. Our children, our grandchildren want to be able to communicate with us, and this is how everybody else is doing it. So you should be doing it that way as well. So a lot of times they will provide you with those things, already have everything set up for you, provide you with those things. And, okay, I'm ready for you to start texting. And what they don't realize is, we don't quite understand what that texting, calling, emailing, what is this foreign language that my family is speaking of, right? So, again, that's where I would come into play, and I could help you out, and we could start to split all of those concerns up into sessions to help you with the device itself. But think about it. Do you have an Apple phone? Do you have an Android phone? An Apple runs off of the iOS software, and Android runs off of your Google Android software. So Samsung is a Google, and LG is a Google, which are your Android type phones. A lot of times when it comes to, excuse me, when it comes to deciding what kind of a computer that we want to have, we need to decide if it's something that I can deal with as a stable thing. So is it something that I want just in my home? I don't plan on using it anywhere else, and I don't want it mobile for myself? Or do I want a computer that has a mobility to it so I can take it with me places when I go places? So there are different styles to that. So you can get what's called a desktop computer, which is exactly what it means. It sits on your desk and it doesn't go anywhere. That's what desktop means. It sits there. Or you can go with a laptop type computer, which is exactly what it means. It can sit on your lap. Also could sit on a table or a desk, but I'm able to move it and maneuver it. So I'm able to take it places with me whenever I go places. You could also, now you know that your smartphone, if you're working with an Android smartphone or an Apple smartphone, they're basically just small tablets. So that would also get you connected to the internet. Now, the difference of them being is that, of course, they don't have a lot of ports for us to plug certain kinds of storage devices into, or memory cards, or any kind of things that we would want to, but those are another form of internet. So you are another form of a device that can have internet access to it that you would have mobily. So that's what you want to decide. I'm going to turn my heater on. It's a little chilly down here. So that's another thing that you would want to decide. Do you want to take it with you? Is that important to you? Because sometimes the laptops can get a little bit pricier because they are mobile, and that's the convenience factor of them. Or does it really not matter to you and you're okay with it just sitting there? Okay, so what type of, do you want a device with a touch screen? So that's a really good question, because a lot of our devices that we're already currently using, our smartphones, our tablets, they're already touch screen compatible for us. You can buy laptops, desktops, just like that, where you're able to direct instant contact, push on the things that you need and want to use, open them, or does that not really matter to you, and you can use the mouse? You can use your mouse and it's going to get you places as well. The touchscreen is just a convenient way for us just to push on things and get us where we want to go. But then again, you can use your mouse that has the little cursor guy that gets you around as well. So you have a lot of options. And here in a minute, I'm going to get on a few of those options for you. If you're not real familiar with computers, you could get a hold of somebody and have them build you a computer. It is possible to build a computer exactly the way that you want it without making any compromises. But if you're looking for support, or if issues come about when trying to build a computer of your own, then you're kind of your own support. You're not going to have the technical support to help you as you would an existing computer that already has all those components in it that offers you that tech support. So I would recommend, if you're a beginning computer owner, that you would want to get something that you're not having somebody build for you, but rather something that is already ready to go out of the box. Turn it on and I'm ready to set it up. Going through a few of these little steps. So, after you've decided whether or not, what you're going to do with it, why you want it, what's the point, you now want to kind of decide of what is your price range. So what price range are you looking at for your device or your desktop or your what have you? Laptops, desktops range in prices. It just depends on who the maker is of them, how much memory they have, what you're getting as a package deal with them, and things along those lines. So you would want to decide, a lot of this can be several hundreds of dollars. I mean, they can even get into the thousands depending on what you're wanting to do with it. I mean, if you're a filmmaker, you're probably going to want a computer that has the highest processors, highest graphic cards, sound cards, everything you need to make your movie a good one. If you're just checking email and internet, you could probably get by with a more basic general laptop or desktop computer. With dozens of different computers and hardware specifications, it can be overwhelming for sure to buy a computer. To help keep the questionnaires short, so you want to decide, if you're a new user, you're not going to really know the difference. And that's what's kind of scary about it a little bit, because if you go somewhere and you ask them to help you, any major retail department store that sells electronics, I'm not going to name names, but anywhere. They, you know, a lot of them are in it for the commission of what they're selling you as well. So it's very possible that they're going to tell you you're going to need a bunch of stuff that you really, really, really just don't need. And it's a sad, sad situation, but they have families to feed too. So they, you know, are going to try to make more money off of you in the long run of it. So, you know, if you're not sure, you could always get in contact with me, but you do the research, you know. If you're not very computer savvy and you don't get on the internet very much, I assure you there is somebody in your family that does, and have them help you do the research of, you know, how much memory do you need? You know, the more memory, the better, quite honestly, because then you can keep it longer. It's going to be more universal to you longer. You know, shorter memory on computers wears them down faster, and they're going to have to be replaced faster. Whereas if you spend a little bit more, then you are able to keep that computer a lot longer. So you just want to be cautious on things that people are telling you when you go to your department stores and purchase computers. You definitely want as much memory as you can possibly get on these. All right, so we're going to take other purchasing type considerations that you'll want to consider when you are going to those stores to purchase your first laptop, your first desktop, your replacements, what have you. You're going to want to decide on the condition. So in addition to buying a new computer, you may also consider buying a used or refurbished computer, which is a renewed computer is what refurbished means. Buying a refurbished computer can really save you some money. However, a lot of times, though, you can get them manufactured refurbished, which is the actual company that made it to begin with, and they've been sent back to them, and then they've fixed them, rebuilt them, and sent them back out. And a lot of times when that happens, you're able to get a warranty with those. So you would have, they're going to give you that same kind of warranty you would have had you purchased it new. So that's a really good one. Now, you're kind of at the discretion of the person that's selling it to you if you buy it refurbished or renewed by anyone other than the manufacturer. So if it's just some guy in his garage who rebuilds computers, you're really going to have to think about whether you're going to want to purchase something from them, or if you want to go with the actual company that made it to begin with. So things to look, I personally would spend a little bit of the extra money and just get it brand new, and you're guaranteed that warranty. Plus, a lot of times you're offered an extended warranty to that. So not only are you getting the 1-year warranty on parts, labor, what have you, or whatever they're giving you, they're not all the same, but then you'd be able to buy an extended, which would keep the computer's life going, hopefully a little bit longer. Something else to think about would be the screen size. So if you're somebody that has a hard time seeing, then you're probably not going to want to get something that is only a 12 or 13 inch screen. Okay, you're going to probably want something a lot bigger than 12 or 13 inches. Laptops, tablets, all-in-one desktop computers, the size of the screen can be another important consideration, seriously. Generally speaking, as the screen size gets bigger, the price of the item will also get bigger. So it's going to increase because of the size. However, the price may also increase depending on the display's compatibility and the technology. So computers without screens must have a screen of any size attached to them in order to work. So you have to be able to see what you're doing. Boosted is up there. Okay. So you're going to want to decide what kind of screen size you want and what kind of features. Most of your monitors, and that's what they're called, most of your monitors that come with your computers have those special settings in them. I feel like I'm like at an angle. There we go. Have those settings in there that allow you to make your text bigger, your sound louder, things along those lines. So don't be fooled by not thinking that you can still adjust it to be compatible to whatever you need it for your purposes, because in those settings you can change a lot of that, the brightness, the colors, all of that kind of stuff. So you don't need anything special to get you going on that. And I just can't believe we haven't had anybody come in with any questions, so I'm glad I had this lesson for us today. Another thing to consider is battery life being emerged a lot more. Having it, you're gonna have to find a battery or a electrical source for it when it starts to no longer be working and dying, so to speak. And so, so you want to make sure that the computer has a long enough battery life for whatever you're going to need it for. If you're going to be outside for 3 hours, you want to make sure that your computer is able to. So if you're comparing more than one computer, so you want to take a look at some of the battery life. So I'm going to write this stuff down. So far we've talked about the condition, which we're going to look at brand new ones today. So we've kind of taken care of that. Now, while we're looking at brand new ones, we may actually come across some that say that they're refurbished. And I'll look into those while we're doing it. We're going to check out our screen size today, the battery life, how long we need it to last for ourselves. I'm just making a quick note. And then your processor. The computer processor is what handles all the instructions that you are giving the computer from the hardware to the software. So the computer processor, the CPU, is what handles all instructions the computer receives from the hardware to the software, okay? Typically, the higher speed of the processor, the faster the overall performance of the computer. So for an example, an Intel Core, that's just the name of the processor, i5 2.1 is going to be slower than an Intel Core i7 3.0. As the numbers get higher, the processors are better. The lower the number, the lower the processor. So it's pretty easy. So we're going to take a look at processors and see how they can benefit us as well. Some extra things you want to make sure that it might have because of the way that things are in the world, not just because of right now, but just the way it's been, is having a card reader. Having a card reader in a computer gives it the added ability to read memory cards or SD cards from devices like your digital cameras, camcorders. Some of your smartphones will have those. Your Apple products won't, but your Android products would. For anyone who's doing a lot with photography, having a card reader built right into the computer makes it easier to transfer pictures from the camera's card. So while we're going through this, I do have a laptop around here. We'll take a look at the laptop as well. So a side note to that, having a tablet or smartphone with a card reader allows that device to have extra storage. Again, an Apple product would not have that. You'd actually have to use cloud storage for that, but your Android devices would, and you'd be able, sometimes on the Samsungs, you can just pop off the back and slip a memory card in there, and then you're good to go. Or they have them on the sides where you can just kind of put them on. This is helpful, so that way if your phone storage fills up, you've got an alternative to that. So you, Wi-Fi. What about Wi-Fi? Internet. So Wi-Fi is internet that is released. Okay. So we have what's called a wired-in internet system, which is with a cord. And I will show you that because we're going to go over these. A wired-in system, which is with a cord that gives us instant access to the box that produces our internet for us, which is typically plugged into a phone line or a cable line or something like that for the company to send it to our box, which then tells the cord this is what you want to do. Well, then you have a Wi-Fi, which will release it so you're able to connect it wirelessly. Okay, so having a network or connection allows your computer to connect to the internet through an internet service provider. So an internet service provider could be like CenturyLink, MediaCom, Comcast, whatever it is in your area that provides a lot of your phone and internet services. Now, they normally do cost you a little bit more to add on that Wi-Fi service to your phone bill, or just to have Wi-Fi in general. But you'd be able to connect to it through a router or some type of a hotspot, which is just a small wireless type of the same thing. So something else that we might want to look into is the manufacturer of the device, of the product that we're researching. Computers not manufactured by Amazon and Apple can have several different manufacturers. The manufacturer of your computer may also be another consideration when trying to decide between two or more computers. If you've had a good or bad experience with a manufacturer, it may help with making your decision. So if you purchased, sorry, I got emails coming through. So if you purchased a Samsung phone or some type of an Android phone, and then you bought the TV and you're like, my TV broke, or my phone broke in 2 days, I may not want to buy that TV now because of that. So manufacturers may have have a decision maker for you. If you have no experience to base your opinion on, I'd suggest reading the reviews of that particular company. So you can actually get on the internet and type in whatever company it is that you want to know reviews about, and then just follow it up with the word reviews and click go or search, and it will tell you, give you places you can go to read the reviews on that company. You can also consider the opinion of your friends and family. I mean, if they bought one and they're like, oh, that was just the most horrible experience, and sometimes it's not even the product, it's the company's people. So if you're calling in to state something about the product, maybe it's got lines or whatever, and you're given the runaround, or they don't act like they're very concerned about you, then that could be a deal breaker too. But most people have a biased opinion, so you're just going to kind of want to take some of that with a grain of salt. What kind of a warranty will it come with? A lot of that stuff's in your fine print. So what kind of a warranty are you going to be looking at to be able to juggle? Hopefully, if you're getting a brand new product, then warranties are probably the last thing from your mind. But it is always good to at least know what your options are for your warranties. A warranty kind of helps give you assurance that if a computer or the part is broken, it can be repaired or replaced. Most computers and parts come with a 90-day warranty. Some manufacturers may give you a year or more on a warranty. So that could even be a deciding factor. When comparing computers, compare the length of the warranty and what is exactly covered. Let's see. Some other things that you might care about. Some simple computer terms. Let me see what happens when I click on it. Can I get back easily? Yes. Okay. So there are thousands and thousands of terms and jargon that can be used to describe computers and their capabilities. In front of me, have a list of some of those terms that you may encounter while you're out navigating for a new computer. There is a computer dictionary, and I will list that for you on our channel here. Let me go in, and I'm going to post or paste. There we go. That is, I don't know if you can see that pop up for yourself or not. I hope so, because it's not showing me in my comments. I don't know what it's doing. All right, so I'm back here. I don't know what happened. All right, I was trying to get to my chats there. Oh, there I am. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. So we were in the middle of talking about terms, and I went ahead and gave you that link on the on this live stream. Hopefully, you can see it down there of some jargon, some computer jargon. So feel free to go through that jargon and see what maybe you do or you don't know. Some of them involve 3G, 4G, 4K, 5G, Android, Bluetooth, cable, DRAM, which is dynamic random access memory, Ethernet, flash drive, GB. Let me turn off. GB, which is a gigabyte. Excuse me. Graphics processor, HD, which is high definition. But anyway, there is a link down below for you. Hopefully you can see it. That gives you that computer jargon. And there's also through the computer dictionary. So you'd be able to go through that and look up the words that you may not know about when you're going shopping for a new device or computer. So know your computer jargon is probably a good thing. That way you can know what's being said to you when you go to a store and they're trying to sell you those products. All right. So we are now I'm going to flip us around. Sorry, I'm going to try to flip us around. Okay, I'm going to flip us around. Can we see the computer screen? We cannot. All right. So I'm just going to put it like this. I don't know. It probably won't let me turn it, but I'm going to. Okay. Are we still going? Yes. All right. And my stand isn't going to work for that. Okay, not a problem. All right. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my search engine, which is here. And I am going to type in computer purchasing. And when I type in computer purchasing, I'm going to get a lot of hits, a lot of companies. And you can tell they're just ads. That tells you that right here. If I can get my mouse, it tells you that these are ads. I usually scroll down past those little ad markings until I get to the first one, and this one is Consumer Reports. That'd probably be the best bet for us right now, Consumer Reports. So best computer buying guide, Consumer Reports. This is dated October 11th. So this is about a year ago, not even a year ago. And it's telling you about buying a computer desktop. So here's your full-size desktop. And it gives the ratings for that. Here we've got a compact desktop. And the ratings for that. The all-in-one desktop, which, by the way, I'm working off of a desktop right now. That's my CPU, my tower, my keyboard, okay? And here's your laptops. You can clearly see the difference between them. And then you just start getting into your tablets. Let's take a look at this interactive. Oh. I forgot I turned my volume down. Okay, let's start that.
50 laptops.
Oops. Let's try it again.
At Consumer Reports, we put about 150 laptops through rigorous tests each year to check everything from screen quality to battery life. This guide will arm you with expert knowledge to pick the model that best suits your needs. Subscribers to our website can access our specific brand recommendations and exclusive product ratings. This video is interactive, so click any chapter to skip around. Our surveys show that when shopping, one of the first things people consider is brand. PCs offer a much bigger range of brands, models, and prices. With Macs, you'll often pay more, but you'll get an interface that many people find easier to use than Windows. And Apple has proven to be the most reliable brand computer on the market for years. In our survey, only 8% of Macs needed repair or had a serious problem. PCs range from 12 to 16%. But many people choose based on what other gadgets they have and what brand they previously owned. The screen size you choose will help determine how much your laptop weighs and costs. If you plan to take it with you often, go for a smaller size, such as a 13-inch. These weigh roughly 2 to 4 pounds. A bigger screen, 14 to 16 inches, is good for a home office. These models are still light enough, 3 to 6 pounds, to take on the road. Think about what you're going to use the laptop for. For simple things like web surfing, email and word processing, go for a model with Intel's Celeron or Pentium or AMD's A4 processor. Some come with 2 gigs of memory, which can handle those basic tasks, but 4 gigs will work a lot faster. If you plan to watch a lot of streaming video, a laptop with these specs will work well, as long as your internet connection is fast enough to support video. Another option for simple tasks is a Chromebook, which runs on a simplified operating system and relies on the cloud to store your data and run programs. Expect to pay $175 to $300 for the
That's not bad for a Chromebook.
If you edit a lot of photos,
Excuse me.
look for the Intel Core i3 or i5 or AMD A6 or A8 processor and at least 4 gigs of memory. For storage, most laptops only have room for 1 drive, so you'll have to choose which suits your needs better, the high capacity of a hard drive or the quick performance of a solid-state drive. You'll spend $350 to $900. If you're a gamer or you're editing video and need storage for all your media, go for an Intel Core i7 or AMD A10, at least 8 gigs of memory, and at least 1 terabyte of storage. These will run you $1,000 to $2,000. One of the newer trends in laptops is the 2-in-1. It allows you to also use your laptop as a tablet. Another trend, ultra lightweights. They performed well in our tests and weigh around 2 pounds, but you'll only get a screen about 12 or 13 inches large. If you're taking your laptop with you, you'll want to consider battery life. We test this by continuously cycling through a series of web pages until the battery dies. We found there's a huge range for laptops, 3 to 19 hours. You want one that will last at least 8. Check our ratings to find out which models last the longest. We're a not-for-profit, pay for all of the items we test, and accept no advertising. Thanks for your support.
Cool. So that's Consumer Reports. I don't know how well it came up since, trying to flip back. I don't know how well that played since my phone was in orientation lock, but I guess I'll see on the replay. But anyway, I'm going to post that too. So I'm going to put that link on there for us as well. So that's Consumer Reports. They'd be an excellent place for you to look up some of that stuff. Some of that stuff. We're going to have it echoing. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that in there for you as well. There you go. So that's going to be your Consumer Reports guide, and that's going to give you a lot of those reviews on some of those products that you may be having questions about. Just trying to, here we go. And I think I'll put it in our little chat here as well. So um, if you would prefer to be watching this right now on Facebook, then this is the link for Facebook. If you prefer, okay, and then this is that computer jargon. Sorry. That I was telling you about. So if you're going to be out there purchasing different kinds of items, then you're going to kind of want to know a little bit of this as far as special kinds of computer terms before you do that. So that's what that is going to help you with. And then, of course, if you want to get some of the reviews for those products that you might be interested in purchasing if you're looking at purchasing a new computer, then that, trying to just get the link here. This is Consumer Reports, which can help you with that. There we go. Okay, so now you have all three links down there to better help you. We've got roughly about 10 minutes left of the class here today, or the Tech Talk Live. So you are still plenty of time for you to come in and ask those computer questions or software questions that you may have in regards to computers and technology. So it did turn it sideways because I was in a locked orientation. So sorry you had to watch that sideways. But if you go to that Consumer Reports, it's a 3-minute video. And you can go in and look at that again. So I apologize for that one. Let's look at one more place as far as, I'm going to flip us around. As far as looking up computers, I have found a lot of times on here that they will have computer bundles. And other department stores have those as well. So that's a desktop. This one comes with your speakers even. And let's see. But it has pages, and a lot of times you can get them with printers and things along those lines as well. So I'm going to flip this back around. There we go. All right, so today's session we talked about, I almost want to replay that video for you because I'm going to, because it wasn't, I didn't have it in the right mode, and it was a pretty good video actually. So
We put about 150 laptops through rigorous tests each year that check everything from screen quality to battery life. This guide will arm you with expert knowledge to pick the model that best suits your needs. Subscribers to our website can access our specific brand recommendations and exclusive product ratings. This video is interactive, so click any chapter to skip around. Our surveys show that when shopping, one of the first things people consider is brand. PCs offer a much bigger range of brands, models, and prices. With Macs, you'll often pay more, but you'll get an interface that many people find easier to use than Windows. And Apple has proven to be the most reliable brand computer on the market for years. In our survey, only 8% of Macs needed repair or had a serious problem. PCs range from 12 to 16%. But many people choose based on what other gadgets they have and what brand they previously owned. The screen size you choose will help determine how much your laptop weighs and costs. If you plan to take it with you often, go for a smaller size, such as a 13-inch. These weigh roughly 2 to 4 pounds. A bigger screen, 14 to 16 inches, is good for a home office. These models are still light enough, 3 to 6 pounds, to take on the road. Think about what you're going to use the laptop for. For simple things like web surfing, email and word processing, Go for a model with Intel's Celeron or Pentium or AMD's A4 processor. Some come with 2 gigs of memory, which can handle those basic tasks, but 4 gigs will work a lot faster. If you plan to watch a lot of streaming video, a laptop with these specs will work well as long as your internet connection is fast enough to support video. Another option for simple tasks is a Chromebook, which runs on a simplified operating system and relies on the cloud to store your data and run programs. Expect to pay $175 to $300 for these types of PCs and Chromebooks. If you edit a lot of photos, look for the Intel Core i3 or i5 or AMD A6 or A8 processor and at least 4 gigs of memory. For storage, most laptops only have room for 1 drive, so you'll have to choose which suits your needs better, the high capacity of a hard drive or the quick performance of a solid-state drive. You'll spend $350 to $900. If you're a gamer or you're editing video and need storage for all your media, go for an Intel Core i7 or AMD A10, at least 8 gigs of memory, and at least 1 terabyte of storage. These will run you $1,000 to $2,000. One of the newer trends in laptops is the 2-in-1. It allows you to also use your laptop as a tablet. Another trend, ultra lightweights. They performed well in our tests and weigh around 2 pounds, but you'll only get a screen about 12 or 13 inches large. If you're taking your laptop with you, you'll want to consider battery life. We test this by continuously cycling through a series of web pages until the battery dies. We found there's a huge range for laptops, 3 to 19 hours. You want one that will last at least 8. Check our ratings to find out which models last the longest. We're a not-for-profit, pay for all of the items we test, and accept no advertising. Thanks for your support.
All right. So I did record that earlier, that video, did that live. However, I flipped my phone and you guys were watching it like this. So I thought I would play it again. It's a real quick 3-minute video, which is kind of like a buying guide through Consumer Reports. So I am going to go to our live session here. Yeah, let you know that video. Let's see. Consumer. Having problems with my hands not working today. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you about this real quick. That consumer's video that we just did about purchasing. I had my camera turned the wrong way, so I re-recorded it. It's just a quick 3-minute video. So when you see this, I wanted you to be able to. And I'm going to put it in the comments as well for the class. There we go. All right, we've just got a couple of more minutes left today. For those of you that have kind of popped in and popped out, I'm glad that you were here. Maybe next time you have a question that involves technology or software, don't forget that... Well, actually, let's kind of do a recap of what we talked about today. Today, we talked about comparing and buying different types of equipment. I get questions all the time. What kind of laptop should I get? Should I get a laptop? Should I get a desktop? And so the video that I showed you twice tells you about how different ways of deciding how and what you want to purchase. So you definitely want to take specific things into consideration when you're purchasing those technology items, like the screen size, the battery life, your processor, which is the speed and how fast it goes, whether it has those certain ports that you want, USB, HDMI, the mini USB, your card readers, as well as what kind of a warranty. Is it a trustworthy manufacturer? that made the actual device? Or is it one that you've purchased other types of products from that isn't working out? Check with Consumer Reports, and I've put that link in our comments for today's session as well as in the chat. So check your Consumer Report reviews, look up specific ones, talk, decide, what you need it for. What are you going to be using it for? What do you want to do with it? Which leads me to my next thing. And that's going to end our class session today, or our live Tech Talk session today. But I do offer weekly classes. We can do that online. So if you're worried about social distancing, or even if you don't live in my area, I do offer weekly sessions, technology and computer-based wise. So if you're new to computers, or you just want to expand your knowledge of computers, I can assist you with that. Not a problem at all. So you just let me know. The way that it works is I will send you, you email me. So you email me, and I'm going to put my email in our chat right now. So you email me. There's my email. And in comments. So you email me, and I will send you an assessment. The assessment is quite lengthy, but all it is just checking boxes. So it's not a very hard thing. You just have to read through it and check certain kinds of boxes of items that you're not very familiar with. And I will start you up on your personalized lessons from week to week. This is free to you. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm going to be doing it with you. So email me, and we can get you started on that assessment, so we can decide and determine together what's going to fit for you, and how we should start those weekly lessons for you. So it is 11 a.m. Our hour today is up. I appreciate everybody that kind of chimed in and chimed out for stopping by. If you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to get a hold of me here at the library. I've posted my email for you. All the information's on this channel. And I can't wait to see you on our next session, which is Tuesday night from 6 to 7, we'll be having another virtual Tech Talk live session, where I will be also talking to you about some type of tip or trick that can help you to get along on those computers. Today we talked about what type of devices you should buy and how you should decide what is going to work for you. So if you end up going out and purchasing any kind of devices, I would love to see them. Just send them my way as a picture through my email, or get in contact with me through the messages here on YouTube. Hey, thanks everybody that popped in and out. And thanks for those that will be watching this later. And don't forget, there's 2 videos on there of the same thing, so you can kind of speed through the one that's on the side and go to the one that was correct. So I apologize for that. My phone, anywho. Have a great day. Enjoy that sunshine out there, and talk to you soon. Bye.